This might be the coolest Doxa I have held in my hand ever. It's the Hodinkee Doxa Sub 200T limited edition. Only 250 pieces were made, and when I first picked it up, there was something that immediately surprised me. It is tiny. Well, not tiny, but compared to the chunky, purposeful Doxa watches I had in my head, this wears incredibly compact. And after spending some time with it, I think that it might actually be the best thing about it. The first thing I noticed when I took this out of the box was just how small it feels on the wrist. The Sub 200T platform comes in at around 39mm, and even that number doesn't really tell the whole story. You've got this classic tonneau-shaped case, which keeps the lug-to-lug measurement really compact, and then you've only got an 18mm lug width. The combination of those things makes this feel considerably smaller than you'd expect looking at photographs. And I really like it. Because historically, the Doxa Army aesthetic has come with some pretty substantial sized cases. The original Doxa Army was developed for the Swiss military divers around 1969, and subsequent watches carrying the Army design have generally been associated with much larger cases. They're incredibly cool watches, but they're not necessarily watches that everyone can comfortably wear, and that's where this collaboration gets interesting. Rather than simply recreating a vintage Doxa Army at its original proportions, Hodinkee and Doxa have essentially taken that military aesthetic and put it onto the much more wearable Sub 200T platform. And I think that was absolutely the right decision, because you still get the unmistakable Doxa personality, but now it's in a watch that you can genuinely wear every day. And just look at this dial. The matte grey outer dial is absolutely gorgeous. Then you've got this textured cream centre section, which suits the watch perfectly. And against all of that, the famous Doxa orange hands. You couldn't really make them any more Doxa if you tried. Yes, it's slightly weird. Yes, it's slightly retro. Yes, it's very colourful, but somehow it all works. Then we've got something that always seems to divide watch collectors. Faux tina, or faux patina if you prefer. The markers use cream-coloured, what Doxa have called old radium superluminova, designed to recreate the warm appearance you'd get from old tritium lume after decades of aging. I'm going to admit something here, I love it. I know some collectors absolutely hate faux patina because they'll say if the watch isn't old, why are we pretending that it is? And I completely understand that argument, but aesthetically, give me a warm cream lume colour over a stark white almost every time, especially on a watch like this. You've already got the grey, the cream tones, you've got the orange hands, bright white indices would completely ruin the character of this watch. Here, everything feels cohesive. There's another interesting departure from what we normally associate with Doxa. Instead of Doxa's famous no decompression bezel scale, this gets a much more traditional aluminium 60-minute diving bezel. And importantly, aluminium, not ceramic. So this isn't going to remain pristine forever. It's going to pick up scratches, it's going to mark. The colour can change with age. And eventually, every one of these will develop slightly differently. And I actually think that's perfect for this watch. It isn't supposed to look like a piece of jewellery. It's inspired by a military dive watch. It is a tool. Let's get it scratched. The supplied NATO strap is also well made, and aesthetically it suits the watch perfectly. And again, that 18mm lug width really emphasises how compact this watch feels. If you're used to 42 or 43mm divers, this is definitely going to feel minuscule initially, but give it a little while, and there's something really refreshing about a proper dive watch that isn't trying to dominate your entire wrist. It's comfortable, it's light, it's unobtrusive, and yet visually it's got far more personality than a lot of the much larger watches. And then we get to the interesting bit. Only 250 of these were made. Now that doesn't automatically mean something's going to become collectible or shoot up in value. And I think we need to be careful whenever we start throwing that word around. But this does have a few things going for it. It's Doxa. It's Hodinkee. It's genuinely limited. It references an important piece of Doxa's military history. And perhaps most importantly, it isn't just a standard sub 200T with a different colour dial and a logo slapped on it, there's actually a proper idea behind it. Whether that transfers into long-term collectability, we will have to see. But I certainly understand why you'd want one. So what do I think about the Hodinkee Doxa Sub 200T? I think it's brilliant, it's stylish, it's comfortable, fun and genuinely rare. The grey and cream dial combination is fantastic. The orange hands give it the unmistakable Doxa DNA. I love the faux patina, love the aluminium bezel, and weirdly, the thing that surprised me most when I first picked it up, the size. It might actually be the thing I like the most about it. Hodinkee could have recreated a Doxa Army as another massive vintage-inspired dive watch. Instead, they've taken the aesthetic and put it into something far more wearable. And for me, that makes so much more sense.